Hello everyone, this is MaximumAustin, and today I wanted to do a short video about something that came out of the big end today. Nintendo just announced today that they're releasing a NES Micro, sort of like a plug-and-play system that comes loaded with 30 games, and it has HDMI, has all these nifty little features. It comes with a controller. It cannot connect to the internet or cannot play NES games, but it's similar sort of like to the plug-and-play systems. Sega has one, Atari has one, so it's a little interesting that Nintendo themselves they're putting this out. But what I thought I would do is sort of like go through the 30 games that come on the system. I have my laptop here, and we're just going to have a rundown through all 30 of them, which I don't know all of them, but there's a pretty nifty selection. So let's take a look. The link, what I'm reading now, there's a link in the description where to the page I'm reading this off. So it's a GameSpot page, and wow, they've been around for like almost a little over 20 years, so still publishing stuff. So, yep, just reading the article. NES Classic Edition is what it's called. Doesn't connect to the internet or use external storage devices. It just comes with the 30 games. But what are those 30 games? Well, we'll take a look. Oh my gosh, it fits in your hand. It's itty bitty, and the packaging is very reminiscent of like the original packaging. It was released in North America, which I think is pretty cool. Ooh, it costs $60. Okay, it comes with it has suspend points, an AC adapter, additionally, Classic Controller and Classic Controller Pro controllers can be used. Cool. What's more, when an NES, and it can the Classic controller that comes with it can also be connected to a Wii remote and play Virtual Console. Can be used to play virtual NES games on the Wii or Wii U. So that's really good. So anywho, okay, blah 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 blah. Quote from Reggie Fils-Aimé and Reggie Fils-Anime. That's not his name. So let's take a look at the games. Balloon Fight. It's basically a Nintendo classic. It's basically Joust, but still a fun little game. I enjoy it. Bobble. I haven't played a lot of Bobble, but it's like an arcadey style, shoot bubbles at things, which is pretty cool. Third-party games. Going off of Bobble, there's some third-party games in here. Obviously, Bobble's Taito, who's owned by Square Enix, I think, right now. And we have Castlevania and Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, which is great. Sort of. No one likes Simon. I don't know many people who like Simon's Quest. But the original Castlevania is excellent. But, hey, Nintendo wanted to pony up for the Castlevania license, so there we go. Donkey Kong, of course, the NES version. Donkey Kong Jr. Ooh, Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. The Revenge of Double Dragon. The Revenge of something. That's cool. Dr. Mario, Excite Bike. This is really great. Some of you... I'm just excited about playing this with my father. I might pick one up for his for Christmas. We used to play when we were little. He had an NES, and we used to play Excite Bike and stuff like that. The original Final Fantasy, which I heard hasn't aged well, but it's still there, so that's fine. Galaga, the NES port. I love Galaga, and also my dad does too. We play it all the time. Whenever I'm with him. Really excited that is on the collection. Ghosts and Goblins, the NES. Some Ghost and Goblins love. Gradius, that's also a great game. Ice Climber. Kid Icarus. Kirby's Adventure is an excellent game for the NES. I really enjoy it. More the original Mario Brothers. Mega Man 2. That's awesome. Probably the best Mega Man, but that's really great. lots of it's a whole spectrum of like a best of. It's really like a all-star list of NES classics. The original Metroid, okay. Ninja Gaiden, awesome. Pac-Man, which is great. Love some Pac-Man. The ports of Pac-Man and Galaga aren't exactly arcade perfect on the NES, but it's still great to have. It's Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream. Obviously, Nintendo lost the license to feature Mike Tyson in any of their games, so we're going with Mr. Dream. Mr. Dream sucks. Super C, which I think is a Contra game, which is fine. I don't know. It's odd because Super C is on the Wii Virtual Console, but not the original Contra. So I don't know if there's a licensing issue between Nintendo and Konami, but I don't know. So the original Star Tropics, which is great, a little NES cult classic, Tecmo Bowl, great. you can't be a fan of sports video games without playing Tecmo Bowl. That's a fact. That's what they tell you in video game high school. I haven't watched that. Please don't sue me. And we have The Legend of Zelda, and of course Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Okay, obviously the first Legend of Zelda is complete. It's a really influential game. I think people deserve to play it and see what all the hubbub's about. It's a really influential game, and I think it still holds up, so that's good. And of course, Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3. Well, duh. Which, out of my favorite, I like all three. I like all three of them. They're pretty good games. Obviously, you need to have that. Dumb ads, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah. Not bad. It really was a surprise announcement. It's coming out on November 11th with 30 games because the Wii U isn't doing so well, apparently. So, yeah. This isn't a bad list. I don't think so. Obviously, they couldn't get any licensed games like DuckTales or any Disney Capcom games. Obviously, that wasn't going to fly. But yeah, not a bad list. I can't think of any other NES games I would like to be on here. Maybe perhaps I can't think of one. Maybe Mach Rider, River City Ransom. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm satisfied with this list. Maybe they can release like a second edition that an updated version of this NES Classic that has more games and stuff. And people have been hypothesizing that maybe the success of this could lead to a SNES Classic Edition, which would be awesome. So yeah, and apparently Kotaku broke the story on it. I don't know if they're based in Seattle, but yep, there we go. So take that what you will. So yeah, I think this is great. It's nice to see that Nintendo is allowing. Excuse me. That Nintendo is recognizing a retro video game market and giving us sort of like a method to play these games via HDMI, and we could experience it with a whole new generation of gamers and kids growing up with the video game medium, and that's really great. Maybe Sony can get on this with the original PlayStation, maybe, but I think they're doing okay with like PlayStation 1 classics and stuff. So it's itty bitty. The NES Classic is so itty bitty. It's minuscule. It's so cute. It's so cute, you guys. It's so cute. So yeah. Oh, I just read that Nintendo confirmed. I don't know who broke the story. Okay, that was a lie. I'm a liar. I'm lying to you. I'm a fraud. and I look stupid from this angle in the lighting. So anywho, yeah. So yeah, this seems like an April Fool's Day joke, but it just sort of came out of nowhere. So this is really good, and I'm glad to see Nintendo sort of doing, and I'm glad to see Nintendo doing this, and I'm really excited about the list, even though there are some duds, like the original Kid Icarus doesn't hold up, and the original Metroid doesn't really. But some nice surprises, just the surprises of like Castlevania, Mega Man, Final Fantasy. It's nice that these Japanese developers and publishers, they're closely knit. So that's great. Anywho, yeah, that's all I really have to say about the NES Classic. If you liked the video, feel free to do social media stuff. And if you want to chat with me, I'm also on Twitter. And you can also leave a comment. So that's all I have to say about the recently announced news-breaking NES Classic that came out in the midst of Pokemon Go. Does that make sense? So anywho, it's definitely an age of nostalgia we're living in. It's definitely an age of nostalgia. So probably going to see the new Ghostbusters sometime this weekend. Have a review out on it. So yeah, gonna be talking about that. Gonna be talking about that, Brian. So anywho, I'm Maximum Austin. Keep being confident, and you enjoy your day. And if you like this video, congratulations. Now you're playing with power. That was cheesy. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go bye. So take care, and see you in the next one.